Hello creative ones, it's Michelle Brown here, creative director at mixedmediaart.net, and I really wanted to share one of my favourite products at the moment, which is the Life of Colour paint markers. Now sometimes paint markers can be a little bit overwhelming, so I wanted to share with you the process of priming them, which means how to get them ready for when you buy them. So let's jump in. Okay, so when you get your Life of Colour box, it's really easy to get them open. And they all sit in there and they are ready to go. Now, when you first get them, they do take a little time to prime. So you want to make sure that you give yourself some time. You're not ready to just jump into your project. So when you first get them, they're like this. You can see that they're just quite plain color. As opposed to when you've already primed them, like the one I've done here, you can see that it's already got the color on the tip. So what you want to do is give yourself plenty of time to do this so you're not racing into a project. Now the great thing is the instructions are on the back of the packet, so they're always there for remembering. So the first thing it says is shake with the point down. So what we want to do is give that a shake. And what you find is that it sounds a bit, there is a ball in there, and it sounds a bit sort of cluggy at start, and then you can sort of feel it moving a little bit easier. So give it a good shake. Give it a really good shake. Okay, when we're happy that we can hear that that paint's moving around, it then says turn it back up, remove the cap, and then press it to get the air out of it. Then what we're going to do is turn it over onto our scrap piece of paper and then hold it down. And then what will happen is that the paint starts coming through. Now sometimes some brands suggest that you pump it. I think you just need to take care. There are some brands that don't like being pumped. And you can see they just start to see how the paint's starting to come through. And what it is actually drawing down, it's being absorbed. And then we can see that we're ready to go. So it really doesn't take long. But like I said, it's just nice to have that time to do that priming and that swatching to start off with. So once you've got that ready to go, I would certainly suggest that you store them flat. I tend to put mine back in the boxes because I like keeping things in their packaging, but then also storing them flat. And then when you are ready to use them next time, all you need to do is pick it up. Just give it a little bit of a shake, nowhere near as much as when you're priming it, and then it's good to go. So likewise with these, give it just a little bit of a shake, usually while you're taking it out and just thinking about it, and then they are ready to go. Now, the other thing that I really just wanted to share with you is just how opaque they are. So they're great on white sheets, but here I've got some paper that I've gel printed. And you can see here that by just giving it a little bit of a shape, I can just come and add just a little bit of doodling on top of this and making it much more interesting. I tend to collage with a lot of my papers, so it's really nice just to have something that's really unique. These colours are perfect because they really do go well with whatever you're doing. And you can see there just how opaque that is. So that's over a couple of layers of acrylic paint, and you can see that it really is sitting on top. So likewise, I was to do something similar with this one. It just goes on so nice, and because it's so opaque, it's perfect for mixed media because it will sit on top. It's a paint pen, so it does need a little bit of time to dry. It won't dry straight away, but once it's dry, it is permanent. You won't have to worry about smudging it or putting anything over the top. So quite often when I do this, this is the last layer. I wouldn't be putting anything over the top of that. So there you go. Well, we do one more because I think that was just so much fun. I think we've got another one in here that will probably need priming. What have we got? This gorgeous blue. Have we done that one? Nope, I've done that one. Is there another one here that I haven't done yet? Maybe the red. Yep, so we can see that that's blank. So again, let's turn it up this way and give it a shake, just following the instructions, giving it a good shake. Now you can hear this one. You can't hear the ball at the start, so you want to give it a really good shake till we get that ball moving. And I can feel the paint moving. I can't hear the ball moving yet. Come on. There we go. Now I've spun it around a few times this way, and now we can hear that ball moving. So we know we're doing a good job of mixing that paint. We want to make sure that it hasn't just settled in any one side of it. That's why sometimes we'll rotate it like this as well. It feels like it's sort of setting in the side since we've kept them flat. There we go. Now we can hear that that ball's ready to go. So again, back up the right way, cap off, pressing it to get the air out, turning it over, and then holding it down. So not pumping it, just pushing it down slowly, letting the paint draw down into the nib, spinning it around. And it's not hard, it just takes that little bit of time and that little bit of patience. So you can see it's starting to come through, but not quite. Holding it down, and then we're good to go. And then once we've done that, like I said, it is gorgeous. Oh, let's see, do some lines on this one. So again, just how amazingly opaque these paint markers are to go over acrylics, to go over your glues. Now, depending on what surface, some of them might take a little bit longer to dry, but these will really only take just a minute or two. So we can do that, and then I can tear them apart. We can use them for collage. There's just so many options. Excellent. Now, like I said, if you wanted to use any of those, you just pick it up, give it that little bit of a shake because it's already been primed. And then if you're having trouble with it, you might just want to push it down on some scrap piece of paper, but then it's ready to go. And that is how you prime the Life of Colour markers. So I hope that showed you just how easy it is with your Life of Colour paint markers, how to prime them, how to get them ready for use, because sometimes that step can feel a little bit overwhelming. They're not like normal textures where you're just picking them up and going. So it doesn't take long, but just give yourself a little bit of time before you jump into that project, perhaps do that colour swatching, so you've really got a good idea of how they work on different surfaces. So if you want any more details, head over to our website, mixedmediaart.net, click on our shop online button, and you can get all the details for these Life of Colour markers. This is Michelle signing off. I hope you have a crafty day.